Hey up young'uns, it's Grandpa and welcome to Controller Wars, where I pit 12 different control schemes against each other to find out just what is the superior way of getting around Gran Turismo Sport tracks very fast, or in my case, moderately quick. Today, the first race of the series, we are at Dragon Trail Seaside Layout. This is a fictional track based in Croatia. The track is 3.237 miles long, it has 17 turns, and it is a clockwise circuit. We can see the first car winding up now, which is the PlayStation Works car, which will follow through the first sector. The PlayStation Works car, of course, running the DualShock 4 controller. The DualShock 4 is the controller that I personally use more than any other controller, so it's the one that I'm pipping as the absolute favourite for this series, because I use it for everything. Everything on the PlayStation anyway. As you can see, it's a pretty reasonably smooth start. Always takes me a lap or two to get into the groove. The PlayStation Works car, actually, it was the fourth fastest for the first sector. Amazingly, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller gets through fastest, which is just bizarre because it's got the digital switches there. It's one of very few controllers in this lineup that have digital triggers. Most of the controllers are analog. About to get the second times up. So there you go. The Nintendo, as the track gets more technical, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller really misses out. GameSir amazingly jumps to the top of the timings. The car we're watching at the moment is the PowerA car, which was the fastest car through the second sector. The PowerA Xbox One Advanced Enhanced thingy-majig with the extra paddles on the back. I didn't actually use the extra paddles. I thought that would be unfair. Maybe I'll assign them to something in the future, such as indicators. So the fastest car of the first lap is the PlayStation Legends car. That amazingly is the DualShock 3 controller, which is remapped through ReWASD and through a PC. The first time was a 1:36.9, which is probably about a second off what the ultimate best lap will probably end up being. The GameSir as well, still very fast. The wired PC controller, and the PowerA, of course, we watched that a moment ago, also very, very fast. This is the GameSir controller we're looking at now. Further down the order, the PowerA is just outside the top three now. Hori Jr. in fifth place is the Hori wired mini controller for the PS4. It feels like it has got digital bumps on the top, but they're actually pressure sensitive, which is unusual. You see there the GameSir going faster than the PlayStation Legends at the moment. Also, now in fifth, the PDP controller, which is the Afterglow. It's the older model Afterglow, the Xbox 360 model. Further down the order, seventh place is the Xbox 360 controller, the one that comes pre-packaged with a 360. It's a very basic model. The Switch controller has dropped all the way down to 8th, and I was just hit another timing big. So there we go. The GameSir putting in the fastest lap now, 1:35.59. So that's already over a second faster than the previous best time. So that's great going for the GameSir. Oddly enough, the Xbox 360 controller was the fastest through the third sector on the previous lap, which means there is probably a faster ultimate lap. The two wheels, the Logitech G29 and the Hori RWA, are 8th and 11th respectively. Amazingly, with the Razer keyboard popping in there in 10th place. If you're wondering where the PlayStation Mobile is, well, that is way down in last place, not even on the leaderboard. It was just completely uncontrollable. Absolutely horrendous. Unlike this car, the GameServe, it wasn't a controller I was expecting to do particularly well. Not a really well-known brand, but there it is anyway. Here we can see that the Power A, a little bit hot through there. Hitting the barrier twice, that's going to slow it down a little bit. They weren't exactly massive impacts. The PDP's dragged itself up to third. Again, not a brand name you might be that familiar with, but you'll certainly probably be familiar with the Afterglow controllers that they make. We're about to get the overall lap times for this lap. So this particular lap, the DualShock 3 was faster than the GameServe. The PDP had the fastest overall lap. There's the PDP car going through the first sector. Incredible to see the DualShock 3 doing so well, especially when the DualShock 4 is down in 5th place. I don't know if that's because this circuit suits the DualShock 3 or just doesn't suit the DualShock 4. I'm sure we'll see. The Xbox 360 controller we saw going very, very fast just pops up into 3rd place there, pushing the PDP down, and got to assume the PDP controller had some sort of an issue, you know, going off the track, looking for that ultimate pace. But again, it's the GameServe that is really pushing at the moment, and really the fastest car on track. Watch it here coming up to the chicane of death. No, it wasn't too great, not particularly neat, and oh, that was awful. That's going to absolutely ruin that sector. The Power A car having no such trouble. Really a car on the move, this. Incidentally, the Logitech wheel has jumped up into 7th. The Hori RWA wheel is still down in 11th. It's the end of the 4th lap. So with only 2 laps remaining, it looks like the GameServe controller is pulling away from the rest. Even though the PlayStation Legends amazingly just drops in a faster 3rd sector there, takes the lead, and completely ruins everything I've just said. So the DualShock 3 and the GameServe controllers really seem to be dominating this track. But of course we're going to be doing 5 tracks because there's every chance that certain tracks will suit certain styles of controller. For example, I thought the DualShock 4 would do much better than this. Maybe on another track it will do better. I thought the wheels would be dominating. I certainly didn't expect the Razor to be as high as 10th. But there you go. We're coming back up to the chicane of death again for the penultimate time. Let's see if the GameServe can do a little bit better than last time we saw it do this. Very smooth through there, very smooth, and not so smooth through there. Oh well, it's a very difficult chicane to get right. As you can see, the fastest car, the fastest lap rather, is set by the PDP still. Obviously the GameServe very, very fast. Could break that time. The DualShock 3 of the PlayStation Legends, very, very fast, could still beat that time. About to break the timing beam again, to go on to the final lap. Soon. It'll update at some point, don't worry. Here we go. So yes, the GameServe puts in a 135.1, which is a fast, very fast lap. And the DualShock 3 was the controller which had the fastest 3rd sector, which means there is still more outright pace available. Can any of the controllers find it? We haven't got long left to find out. Just another 2 sectors. The Power A, fastest car through the 1st sector, pops up into 3rd place. That all-important podium position. Could the Power A snatch the fastest lap right at the end? that would be a bit of an upset. So Chicane of Death the last time, that seems okay, a little bit leery perhaps, and that seemed a little bit cautious. So not exactly setting the track on fire there. Logitech controller jumps up to 6th. Not much else happening in the way of changing positions. And there we go, it's the line for the last time with the PlayStation Legends car. Is it going to be the car that wins though? That's the question. No, it's the GameSir. So GameSir win the race outright, followed by PlayStation Legends, the DualShock 3, and then the PowerA controller, the PDP Afterglow, the Hori Wired Mini, and then the DualShock 4. Fastest lap was set by the GameSir, and then the PDP Afterglow, the DualShock 3, then the PowerA Xbox 360 slowest. Right through the field was PlayStation Mobile. Most consistent car was the one controlled by the Hori Wired Mini controller, and then the PowerA and the PDP. So here's the championship standings. GameSir are leader on 27th. There's a long championship to go. This is anybody's because PowerA, PDP have got 24 points. The DualShock 3 has got 23. Hori Junior have got 20. So this is wide open. Who knows what the next championships will bring. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to stay up to date. Thank you. Bye bye.